What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, then thank you for stopping by. If you've seen any of the previous videos, then thank you for coming back. Today we were going to be watching Schindler's List, but it turns Today we were going to be watching Schindler's List, but it turns out that's 3.5 hours long, and to be honest, I'm not really in the mood for a film that long. That's going to take quite a bit of editing. So we're opting instead for the 1960 Hitchcock classic Psycho at only 1 hour 48. I don't know what version this is, if there are other versions like director's cuts, but this one is 1 hour 48, so obviously a lot better to sit through than 3.5 hours. Like with the other films, I know the general pop culture premise. Anthony Perkins. So I'm guessing he owns a hotel or a motel, and then Jamie Lee Curtis's mum turns up and he kills her in the shower for some reason. I don't know why. I haven't read the synopsis on purpose, so we're absolutely going into this pretty much completely blind. I know they remade Psycho in around about 2002 or something with Vince Vaughn, but it was a shot-for-shot remake, so that kind of seems pointless to watch, to be honest. So I thought I'd go straight in for the classic, the original 1960 version. As always, if you have any trivia or little bits of information, feel free to leave that in the comments down below. And we'll jump straight into it. So we're straight into the classic music. It's very choppy music, kind of like chopping people up. And Jamie Lee Curtis's mum as Marion Crane. Okay, so that's her name, Marion Crane. Oh, it's based on a novel. I didn't know that. Saul Bass, I think I've heard of, the title designer. That sounds quite familiar, that name. I'm guessing this, being 1960s, this is one of those films where they put all of the credits at the start. So we might have to do a bit of editing here. Okay, so we're in Phoenix, Arizona. Looks a lot like LA, don't you think? From the pictures I've seen. I wonder if Hitchcock's got a thing about windows, because didn't he do Rear Window? Or Blind Window or something? I don't know. Something about a window.
Walk you to the airport.
Well, you could laze around here.
He's got a fan in there. Does that mean they don't have aircon in Arizona? I would absolutely die. I literally get sunburned just opening the fridge. I would die in the desert.
Sam, I hate having to be with you in a place like this. You come down here on business.
The way she just put her fingers in his mouth.
What do we do instead? Ready?
Have dinner.
They did that shot so often in the past, didn't they? Where there was the cameras at the front and the person, two people were talking, but one of them had their back to the other person. And then they just like spin around at the end. She kind of does. She's got the same nose as Jamie Lee Curtis, right?
Disrespectful.
Tired of sweating for people who aren't there.
You probably sweat because you're living in Arizona, mate.
If she ever remarries, the alimony stops.
I haven't even been married once yet.
So they're not having an affair or anything, right? They're just secretly meeting up. Why would you secretly meet up?
Yeah. And live with me in a storeroom behind a hardware store in Fairvale.
I mean, it sounds like he split up from his wife, right? So it's not like he's cheating on her. And she said she hasn't been married.
Go out and find yourself somebody available.
I'm thinking of it.
Okay, so maybe he isn't available then.
Teddy was furious when he found out I'd taken tranquilizers. Oh, your sister called to say she's going to Tucson to do some buying, and she'll be gone the whole weekend. And
Tucson's Arizona as well, right?
Wow. As hot as fresh milk.
I don't get it. Especially if old people do this as well. If you live in Arizona, why would you wear like that much of a suit? It should be so hot. There's even a picture of a desert on the wall. That's how hot Arizona is. There's probably a window. Those little toggle things that the people in Texas and stuff have. What are they called and what are they for?
I'm buying this house for my baby's wedding present. $40,000 cash.
I wish my house was that cheap.
Cash transaction of this size is most irregular.
Lowry, I am dying of thirsteroni.
It's Ned Flanders.
Mr. Lowry, if you don't mind, I'd like to go right on home after the bank. I have a slight headache.
You go right on home, because...
She said to the guy earlier she was late. Kind of assumed that she was just late for work. Maybe she's pregnant. I wonder if she's going to rob it. Oh, the guy needs some money to pay off his debts, right? So maybe he's going to take it. Maybe he'll take it or she'll give it to him. That is some buttoning up skills. One-handed. Yeah, she's thinking about it. I mean, the guy said he doesn't carry more than he's willing to lose, so he won't mind. Oh, she's got a suitcase as well. Maybe she's already planned to leave. Oh, was that him? Oh yeah, it was, yeah. Oh man, she's so busted. Is that a cop? Looks like a cop, yeah.
Hold it there.
That's a very imposing shot.
There are plenty of motels in this area. You should have... I mean, just to be safe.
Am I acting as if there's something wrong?
Yeah.
Frankly, yes.
I've told you there's nothing wrong, except that I'm in a hurry and you're taking up my time.
There must be something wrong. You haven't blinked yet, love.
Turn your motor off, please.
With those glasses on, he looks like an actor that I can't remember the name of. He looked like Doctor Who then. Like Matt Smith.
Do anything you've a mind to. Being a woman, you will.
Yes, there's that.
I get the impression that she wants to change the cars to avoid the cop because he's got the license plate. But he's across the road, so he'll see exactly whichever car she gets next.
I mean, out-of-state license and all. You got your pink slip and
I
your...
believe I have.
I know what pink slips are.
Pinks, you punk. Pink slips, ownership papers.
He's got an aircon unit and the window open. That doesn't make sense, right? So I thought going into this that she was like just some innocent woman who turned up at the hotel and for whatever reason gets killed. But she's pretty scandalous. Maybe she deserves to die. Maybe that's why she does die. Anthony Perkins feels that she's ungodly or something, you know, a bad person, and kills her for it.
Might as well be perfectly honest with you, ma'am. It's not that I don't trust you, but...
But what?
But there's a cop standing across the street watching you, maybe?
Oh, ma'am?
If you go to Cuba, they've got a lot of these old American cars there. It's really good. I'm guessing they might have a lot more modern cars now that the embargo's been lifted. So this is her thought process now that she's on the run.
Did like one.
I thought maybe she was remembering conversations. She really doesn't blink, does she? She's got a Hannibal Lecter thing going on. I'm getting Jackie Brown vibes from her as well. It's just devious. It is the Bates Motel. That was a series, right? A TV series. I thought it was a big house up on a hill. I didn't realise it was actually like a one-story motel.
Gee, I'm sorry I didn't hear you in all this rain.
Am I that close to Fairvale?
15 miles.
She spoke about Fairvale before with that Sam guy that she was sleeping with.
Bates Motel printed on it in case you want to make your friends back home.
I like his shadow on the door frame.
You know, nothing special, just sandwiches and milk, but I'd like it very much if you'd come up to the house.
Sandwiches and milk.
I'll be back
You can tell he's got a reclusive vibe about him already. Like he didn't even want to say the word bathroom, and he has sandwiches and milk for dinner. She's a very devious woman. Yeah, it's kind of ruined it that I know that he dresses up as his mum. So I'm like 99% sure that he's talking to himself right now. That's a shame. But I wonder if Anthony Perkins did the voice for both. It doesn't sound like it. I said in the Shining video, I really like mirrors and the use of mirrors and symmetry to show like an analogy for split personalities and things. And we've already seen a couple of mirrors in this. So I wonder if that'll play more into the film. Like later on, we'll see more duplicates and more mirrors and things like that. When I say mirrors, I mean intentional mirrored shots where you see the person essentially twice in the same frame, not just a random mirror in the room. See, like right now, you got that big reflection on the glass of his head and not hers. It seems intentional.
You eat like a bird.
she eats like a worm, like gobble 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 gobble.
Birds really eat a tremendous lot.
How old is he supposed to be? He looks pretty young.
Sometimes, when she talks to me like that, I feel I'd like to go up there and curse her.
Slap her.
And leave her.
We'll pretend that his mum's a different person, just so we can enjoy the film a little bit more.
She had to raise me all by herself after my father died. A few years ago, Mother met this man. When he died too, it was just too great a shock for her. And the way he died.
I reckon he killed him. He saw him as a threat because he wanted to be his mum's the only man in his mum's life. So I think he killed the other guy.
I hate what she's become. I hate the illness.
Wouldn't it be better if you put her someplace?
Oh, he didn't like that.
A madhouse?
He feels she's questioning his sanity.
Caring.
What do you know?
Steven! This is Steven.
I've seen the inside of one of those places.
Steve. Steve, we're watching Psycho.
The cruel eyes.
She's all wet. You can go back down.
My mother there. People always mean well. They cluck their thick tongues and shake their heads and suggest oh so very delicately.
There's a lot of empty space at the top of the frame. I'm watching it in widescreen. I don't know if that's a side effect of that or the way they've cropped it or something, or just the way it was filmed.
All right, Miss
Crane.
Crane, that's it.
Did she write Marion Summers in the login in book? Those bells look like boobs. Oh, Samuels. There you go. So he knows that she's a liar. She's a bad person. She needs to be punished. There's the reflection again. She's got a really thin waist. He's peeping. You better hope he doesn't become the PP. She's not going to die already, is she? Not that far into the film. I thought the first act when she was on the run was a lot longer than I was expecting. I thought she'd get to the hotel a lot quicker. But I can't imagine she's going to die now. It's far too early. No way. Really? Does she get away? She must get away then. I heard that they didn't show any blood. That was clearly blood. I heard it was a big thing with the censors at the time, that they couldn't show any blood, but they clearly do. And we're supposed to think that was his mum, right? Is she actually dead though? Seriously. That is a big ass big toe. She has to be alive. If she's dead, I have no idea what the rest of the film is about now. I thought that was a stick, he was just going to poke her with it. I think having such a small amount of blood kind of takes away from it a bit. Not because that you need to see the gore or anything, but just for the realism. If you were stabbing her that much in the shower, you'd expect a little bit more blood splattered up the walls and the sides and that. This is just like a short film I've been making around my house. I mean, there's only so many ways you can film washing some blood off your hands, but there's a couple of shots that remind me of it. I wonder if the picture of the bird falling off the wall will come up again later on. He hasn't found the money yet. I wonder what will happen when he does find it. Whether he'll take the money and then he'll move, and then move to another town, set up another hotel to start the murders again. We need to find out the motive, what the reason that he killed her. Because he seemed to be getting on pretty well with her. Unless it's literally we find out he is his mum, so it was just a crazy thing. I kind of feel like it would be good if she was like this degenerate woman and he didn't like her because of that. He didn't approve of her morals and things, and that's why he killed her. But I guess we'll find out. Is the cop going to turn up again though? Because the cop was following her. Maybe he gets caught by the cop. Oh mate, the money's still in the back. You've absolutely lost out there. Is that water or like a swamp? It looks really thick. Hey, Sam Loomis. Wonder if he's any relation to Dr. Loomis from Halloween. Is that her sister?
Yes, miss?
I'm Marion's sister.
Aha!
Is Marion here?
She looks so much like her.
Bob, run out and get yourself some lunch, will you?
That's okay, Sam. I brought it with me.
Run out and eat it.
Take a hint, Bob, you fucking dick. Wearing a jumper in Arizona, you weirdo.
Together.
Sorry about the...
Alright, mate. Sorry, Art. Getting up in my face. Fucking drop him. Oosh.
My name is Arbogast, friend.
Sam could
Private
drop him. Look at the
investigator.
size of Sam. He could have him.
Well, one of you better tell me what's
Sam's
going
got some pretty tasty hands on him as well.
Take it easy, friend. Take it easy. You know, we're always quickest to doubt.
That guy looks like Pepe. Pepe the Frog.
Reputation.
The smell of dampness, don't you? It's such a I don't know, creepy smell. Come on.
Did you stop here?
Well, no one stopped here for a couple of weeks.
Kill him. Kill him as well. He plays flustered really, really well. Pepe doesn't believe him, though.
Did she arrive? Did you spend the night with her?
Oh, he's not going to like that.
Coming together, something's missing.
Well, I don't know what you could expect me
Kill
to
him.
know. People just
Come on, do it. Do it.
He isn't still. If I wanted to check the cabins, all 12 of them, I'd need a warrant, wouldn't I?
Listen, if you don't believe me, come on with me. You can help me change beds, okay?
Oh.
I like how his character's completely changed when he was under the pressure. He was really flustered. And then when, obviously when he's telling the truth, you can visually see him completely change.
Oh, there's somebody sitting up in the window.
No, there isn't.
Oh, sure, go ahead, take a look.
Oh, that must be my mother. But I'm not a fool.
Well,
And I'm not capable of being fooled, not even by a woman.
He doesn't like being criticised, does he, or being questioned.
Yes, but
So,
just for...
I think it'd be much better if you left now.
Get out of here, Pepe.
Would I need a warrant for that, too?
Sure.
Can you get a warrant if you're a PI? So today's bit of trivia. On a pulse dialing phone like that rotary one, whatever number you put your finger in and pull it round, that's how many pulses it will send down the line. So if the dial is broken, or even on phones these days, on landlines, if the handset's broken or locked, you can actually dial the number by tapping the hang-up hook on the top, and you can actually dial through to whatever number you want.
Hello, operator services.
Is it the cop? No. Who's this? It's Pepe again. Smash him on the head. Oh. Imagine living in a house like that where you had to walk up all of those stairs every time you went out the house. That would suck. Pepe, why would you just walk into somebody's house? Especially when you know there's an old invalid woman in there. This isn't Texas Chainsaw Massacre, mate. You are not Jessica Biel. Yeah. Yeah, finish him. That was cool. I like that.
So, stay here.
Why can't I go with you?
I don't know.
Sam's going up there with his Widowmakers. Yeah, I want to see a fight between Bates and Sam. So I think Sam would win, but then Bates would like just get a little sneaky slice in, stab him in the neck or something. Oh, he's come back.
He didn't come back. Well, I don't know where to start. Except at the beginning.
Yes.
He traced her there and called us to say he was going to question Mrs. Bates.
Norman took a wife?
No, I don't think so. An old woman.
Oh, it's starting to come out now.
She stole some money. $40,000.
What's $40,000 in today's money? Oh, wow. So $40,000 in 1960 is the equivalent of $364,000 now. So that's like nearly $500,000 she stole. That's a fair bit of money.
He wasn't out when you were there. He just wasn't answering the door in the dead of night like some people do.
Yeah, they know, didn't they?
You must remember that bad business out there about 10 years ago.
No, what happened 10 years ago? Come on, old man.
Norman, Sheriff Chambers.
Oh, he's the sheriff. Oh, I missed that bit.
Question Norman Bates's mother, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he knows, right?
Norman Bates's mother has been dead and buried in Green Lawn Cemetery for the past 10 years. Mrs. Bates poisoned this guy she was involved with when she found out
Yeah,
he
it was
married.
Bates.
Then took a helping to the same stuff herself.
Did she?
Found them dead together.
Or did Norman kill them? I think Norman killed his like stepdad. Maybe he killed his mum as well. A little ass wiggle on the way up.
Ludicrous when you get...
I wonder in the 60s if people realised that he was his mum, because we haven't been able to see her. We haven't seen her face at all yet. I think these days you'd spot it a lot quicker.
What do you think you're doing? Don't you touch me. Don't! Put me down. Put me down.
Did he keep the body then? Is she a doll? Did they bury his mum and he's made a doll of her, or did they bury somebody else and he kept her body like Jason?
I still won't feel satisfied until I go out there. And then we're going to search every inch of the place, inside and out.
If they ever remake Psycho again, and do it slightly differently. They should definitely get Andrew Garfield to play Norman Bates.
No, that's not necessary. $10.
He really doesn't like being questioned. He'll be able to see them through the peephole, wouldn't he? Oh no, they're not in number 1.
What would you need to get out, to get a new business somewhere else? $40,000?
He doesn't have the money though.
If he sees us.
He'll see you through the peephole. You got to catch him peeping, so he has to maintain the peep. Or hide. Hey, is this where they're going to find the picture? The picture of the bird fell off the wall. There's got to be something.
That proves Marion was here. To be too wild to go
Bates
in.
never denied she was here.
That could have been
Tell us
anything.
the same thing.
Looking for me?
Oh shit, there he is. Surprise, motherfucker. I wonder if that's the same mop he used to mop up the blood. Everybody just walks into this guy's house. No wonder he goes on killing people. Okay, is it a doll or is it a dead body? Oh, he put it downstairs, didn't he? In the cellar. The fuck? Damn it, I wasn't paying attention. We're getting a lot of mirrors again now.
My mother and I were more than happy.
The fuck is that? Oh, that must be where he sleeps.
Shut up.
A lot of it. $40,000.
I mean, he threw the money away in the back of the car when he sank it, so he doesn't really even have any idea that there's money involved. Oh no! Sam! He didn't even get one punch in. Oh, she's going downstairs. That's where the body is. Now she's not going downstairs. Now she is. Make up your fucking mind, love. I just really want to know if it's a doll or a dead body. Oh, it's a dead body.
Mrs. Bates.
Oh! Oh, sweet. That is so awesome. Oh, no! Let him stab somebody. His face, he was so excited to go running in. Ah, I really wanted to see Sam like hit somebody. That was cool though. I wish it played out a little bit longer though. It was kind of over really quick.
Even I couldn't get to Norman. He knows me. You warm enough, miss?
Yes.
Oh, I like that. He just asked his wife if she was warm enough at the end.
I got the whole story, but not from Norman. I got it from his mother. The other half is taken over. And the way I understood
Oh, 17. 17's my lucky number.
to the time when Norman murdered his mother and her lover.
I knew it. Well, I didn't know about his mum. I knew he killed the other guy.
Then she met a man. And it seemed to Norman that she threw
And he was a threat. Yeah, so he killed him.
Now, that pushed him over the line, and he killed them both. Matricide is probably the most unbearable crime of all.
I never heard of matricide. It sounds like killing yourself with a mattress.
So he began to think and speak for her. Give her half his life, so to speak. At times, he could be both personalities, carry on conversation. A man who dresses...
He was dressing as his mum because he thought he was his mum. That's how she would dress, right?
And the $40,000?
He never knew about that.
The swamp.
He feels a little chill. Can I bring him this
He
blanket?
does or she does. It's 2021 now, son. You can't be misgendering Norman Bates.
They'll see and they'll know, and they'll say, why, she wouldn't even harm a fly.
That looked like his face morphed into a skull at the end. I'll have to play that back because it looked like he had skull teeth and skull eyes. Maybe like his mum's corpse was coming. They faded his mum's corpse through his face. Okay, guys, that was Psycho 1960 in black and white, which didn't make a blind bit of difference. To be perfectly honest, you don't even notice it's black and white half the time. I did think, going into it, that the whole film was about Jamie Lee Curtis's mum and what happened to her, like building up, and then she died at the end. There's so much more to this film than I thought there was. I mean, she was dead by like the halfway point. And to be honest, she wasn't that nice of a person. You know, she stole the money. She was not exactly having an affair with that Sam guy, but she was seeing this Sam guy while he was still had a wife. And then she went on the run and everything. So she wasn't that much of a nice person, to be honest. And I thought that was going to be his reason for killing people was that he was this very straight-laced, religious almost kind of guy, and all these people with the bad morals that he didn't agree with, and he had to sort of clean them, you know, cleanse them of their sins kind of thing, and kill them for that reason. But he was just crazy. I knew that he dressed up as his mum, so that was kind of a bit of a spoiler, but the film's over 60 years old, so you can't really expect much on that front. But apart from that, you know, I think when the film initially came out back in the 60s, it would have had a much bigger impact than it does now, purely because we know so much about it. Even having never seen the film before, it's so much, it's so prevalent in pop culture that it kind of gives away a lot of the plot and the storyline. And then obviously, especially the twist. But not a lot else to say, really. It was a great film, entertaining, not scary at all. But again, back in its day, it probably was. Anthony Perkins did a fantastic job of switching between this kind of flustering when he was under pressure and just being a nice guy in between. So that was really nice to see. So props to that. So there's not really a lot else to say, really. If you haven't seen the film, give it a watch. It's only 1 hour 48. Coming up on the list, we've got Schindler's List, as I mentioned at the start. That's 3.5 hours, so that's going to be an absolute killer, especially in this seat. Got The Revenant, Forrest Gump, Gladiator, Braveheart. As I said in one of the previous videos, they're all so long, just so long. With Schindler's List being 3.5 hours, I think I saw Gone with the Wind was something like 380 minutes or something. Like, that's ridiculous. I'm going to do a re-edit of 1917 because I think at the moment I'm on about 37 copyright claims for that. So it's not really worth chopping any more out. I'm just going to re-edit the whole thing, put it up again, and then everybody outside of the US will be able to see that one. So if you haven't seen that and you're outside the US, you'll be able to see that soon, hopefully. If you have any recommendations for films, stick them in the comments below, particularly if they're under 2 hours, because that's always a lot easier on the editing. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you at the next one.